Hey everyone, I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I hope that you have had a wonderful and amazing week. For those of you who tune in every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, welcome back. And thanks so much for joining here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. For those of you who are brand new to Mental Health Moment, we are here live every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. And for those of you who are watching the replay on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page, be sure to like this page, share this video, and subscribe to the page. So welcome. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. So let me know in the comments where you are tuning in from today. For those of you who are brand new and don't know me, I do reside in the Tampa Bay area of Florida. However, today I'm in, I would say, one of my favorite places in the whole entire world, which is Bali in Indonesia. Just incredibly beautiful place. So for those of you who have been tuning into Mental Health Moment, you know that I've been looking forward to this trip for a long time. Coming back here, actually, I should say, and super excited to be here. So that is where I am residing for today, in Bali. So, and thanks for those who are starting to join here. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Let us know where you're tuning in from in the chat today. For today's mental health moment, this is going to be pre-recorded because I will be on a flight. So I cannot be in two places at once on the flight and here with you all live, unfortunately. But nonetheless, I will always do my best. Again, if I can't be on live, to bring you still a message for Mental Health Moment. So for those of you who are new to Mental Health Moment, though, Mental Health Moment is all about how do you work on becoming the best version of who you are so you can show up powerfully for yourself and for the people around you. So we talk a lot on Mental Health Moment about holistic self-care, which of course is extremely important. A lot of us get bogged down in like the day-to-day and everything that's going on around us. But if we take a pause and a stop, as I always say, and also focus on yourself, and make yourself your number one priority and work on bettering yourself, not only does it help you, but it helps everyone around you as well. So just grab my water here. So again, for those of you who are starting to join here, let us know in the comments today where you are tuning in from today. So before I get started, I'm going to share a couple quick announcements as usual. And yes, I have two of them that's confirmed this far. Okay. So, because I know many of you always ask where I'm going to be speaking next. I may be in your city or not. Apologies, but nonetheless, or you may be in the city at the same time as me. So the first one is Saturday, August 23rd. I'll be speaking in Tampa. There is an all-day event. It's amazing. I highly recommend it if you're in the area. There's an all-day free event for middle schoolers, so upcoming 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students. And there will be a free parent session that morning to talk about how do we keep our kids emotionally healthy and our preteens and teens emotionally healthy. So you can register for that at jacksoninaction83.org. So it's jacksoninaction83.org. So hopefully someone can put that in the comments there for me. But again, jacksoninaction83.org. That's where you can go to register for that. Again, free event. It's on Saturday, August 23rd, and it will be in Tampa. So again, it's open for the youth. So for the upcoming 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, all-day event. And then in the morning, there's the parent session, and I'll be leading that session. So I hope to see you there if you're in the area. The other event I wanted to remind you all of is my personal event, which I'm super excited about, Friday, October 24th. That will be in Atlanta. It'll be my Growth Mindset and Self-Care Summit. Last year was virtual. This year is in person. So I'm excited to see your beautiful smiling faces. It is an all-day event in Atlanta, as I mentioned. The website for that to register is mindsettrainingsummit.com. So again, it's mindsettrainingsummit.com. Again, all-day event. You can pay in full or pay a deposit and Our team will bill you the balance, of course, closer to the date. The early bird tickets, I believe, end on August 31st. So be sure to get that to save a couple $100 on that ticket. But again, mindsettrainingsummit.com is where you can go to register for that. Okay, so those are my announcements for today. drnikishahammond.com/events is typically where this information is too, like the new updated events. My team and I try our best to work as fast as we can to keep that updated. Sometimes life just goes gets really fast. But nonetheless, or I'll make the announcements here, of course, you can register that way. Also, Dr. Nikisha Hammond, if you want to follow me on any social media, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, what am I missing? Instagram is on there as well if you need me. Okay, so today's mental health moment. I thought that since I am here in this beautiful, amazing place, Bali, Indonesia, and just have had the most beautiful time, actually. Some of you may have been following along in my stories and the Instagram stories. I did some of the behind the scenes. It's been a pretty packed week and a half thus far because as you all, some of you may know, I am working on filming my first documentary, which I'm so excited, and I will share that with you all as soon as it's all completed. We're at the beginning stages of that filming here in Bali. But working on that, I had the honor and privilege of speaking to a Marriott group here in Bali. Super amazing, like super incredible, amazing group of leaders. And at the same time, like, right? And I was spending some wonderful quality time with my family and just having fun. So it was like vacation/work, all that blended in. So it's been amazing, marvelous. Would highly recommend it if you have not been here to visit. It is incredible. But also, I know that sometimes we don't have time, especially if you're, living in the US and this is halfway across the world, right? Sometimes we don't have time to take these vacations across the world, or sometimes we just don't have the effort or whatever it is to take longer vacations, right? But as I always preach, our minds and our bodies, we really do need a break. So today I want to teach you how to take what I called a mental vacation, frankly. And it takes 60 seconds because I'm big on the take a minute, you all. So thanks for those who are still starting to join here. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from. I reside in the Tampa Bay area of Florida, but as I was saying at the beginning, I'm in the gorgeous Bali, Indonesia. Just absolutely love this place, the beauty, the culture, the people, it's just, I love it here. But nonetheless, that's where I'm at today. I want to teach you all how to think about taking a mental vacation, because how many of you need a mental vacation sometimes, right? You're like, life is hectic, like life is crazy, because that's just what it is sometimes. So 3 steps. I'm going to try to boil it down for you in 3 steps for today, right? Or 3 things. It doesn't have to be all together. The first thing to think about, and let me just share with you. The first thing to think about is remembering that sometimes when we visualize things, our brain doesn't even know the difference if we're literally in that specific location, having that experience, or we're visualizing it. That's how powerful your brain is, right? So if you're at a beach, for example, you're sitting at a beach and you're looking at the waves and you're listening to the waves crashing and you're smelling the salt water and you're having this sensory experience where you're hearing something, you're smelling the salt water, you're seeing the beautiful beach, it's a multi-sensory experience. For you to then later go home, sit on a couch, and think about that same experience, right, for 60 seconds, there's still benefits of doing that, right? There's still benefits of you doing that, regardless if you're in the exact location or you're visualizing that same experience. Now, it is helpful to, as much as possible, be in the experience, meaning try to remember and think about, again, the beach example. Try to remember and think about the smells, like the smell of the salt water or whatever it is that you're smelling at the beach. Also think about what you're seeing, right? Maybe you're seeing beautiful water in front of you. Maybe it's very clear or not. It depends on what beach you're at, right? Well, there's some really gorgeous beaches in the world, but wherever you're at, whatever the water looks like, remembering what that water looks like, remembering how the sand feels maybe in your feet, right? Like all the things that you can try to visualize, sense, smell, hear. If you remember the, touch, how the sand felt or whatever it is that you touched your towel, like that type of experience is a way, again, for you to think about taking this mental vacation, if you will, right? 67. Give yourself 60 seconds. The second thing is, right, you can also do almost like a soundtrack shortcut. And so what that means is that you play something in the background when you're having this 60-second vacation, right? You play something in the background. Maybe for you, it's the sound of rain. That's really calming. I know for me, definitely rain is pretty calming unless it's some horrific thunderstorm. Not calming, but generally soft rain is a common and a pretty calming sound. So maybe it's the sound of rain. Maybe it is the sound of those waves crashing that you were hearing, the sound of, being at the beach. Maybe it's the sound of birds chirping. Maybe it's the sound of a forest, like whatever it is that's calming for you. If you almost put that sound on in the background, again, for that 60-second experience for you, you can work on giving yourself a mental break. You deserve it. So I want to remind you that you absolutely positively deserve this mental break. We all do. We all need a mental break sometimes. And so that's the second type of mental break, if you will, and the mental vacation, as I call it, that you can work on doing. And here's the thing. This is a true thing, you all. So one of, I would say probably my favorite beach in the world is actually, it's called Jemberan Beach in Bali. And I just love, like there's just some places you go to and you just love it so much. And you almost want to, like, if you think of like your favorite vacation, maybe, or just a favorite place you've been to, and you almost want to like bottle up that experience and take it with you. Have you ever felt that? That's how I feel on this beach, y'all. So literally I took my phone and recorded the sound, like just the sounds of that beach and it's a video. So the sights of the beach and the sound of the beach, because for me, just as I'm teaching you all, when I just have a day, because we all have our days when I'm stressed out or just there's a lot going on and I need the world to be a little calmer. I plan to play that, right? This is literally my favorite place in the world. Now, I would not be taking a trip to Bali every day though, because it's halfway across the world. Like it took, I don't even know, like it's over 24 hours. I don't know, to get here. Like it takes forever to get here. Favorite place, but it takes forever, right? That's a one-way trip. It's a long flights. So nonetheless though, but I recorded it. And again, like I said, what I'm going to do is in those, not just even just the stressful times, but just a time when we need to reset and recharge, if you will. You can take that recording of whatever place that you are into. It could be someplace in your house, like, wherever it is for you. If you're like, man, I have a certain place in my house. I know some people have like their, I don't know, like a cozy corner or something like that, where they read a book, or there's a place where maybe they watch TV or watch Netflix, or a comfy chair or something. Like wherever that place is for you, it could be in your house, it could be outside your house, favorite vacation, whatever, right? Think of almost like bottling that experience up and take it with you. So when you're at work, for example, for those of you who are working, and you're like, oh my God, I had the most stressful day. This is too much, right? Listen, if you have to excuse yourself and be like, I got to go to the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care where you do this at. If you're like, I have to go to the restroom, and just excuse yourself from stressful situations and take that 60-second mental vacation, you can do that, right? Get your mind back into the place of, again, the place for you that was calming, the place for you that brought you joy, the place for you that lets you reset, recharge. If you can record it, amazing. If it's a place or just like not something that's recorded, you can find it online. So I don't know, I'm just making a place up, but if your favorite place in the US was, let's see, what are favorite places? California, Florida, Hawaii, I don't know, right? But if you're, or maybe it's somewhere else in the world, but if your favorite place was somewhere and you're like, man, I don't have those recordings, you can go to YouTube, right? Like we have so much information around us. You can get that information. Or if it's a certain sound, like I said, the rain, the forest, birds chirping, or whatever it is for you that's common, you can, right, it's a Google search, quick Google search. But the point is for you to make the commitment though, right, to take those 60-second vacations, as I call them, right? And the good news is, because it's only 60 seconds, you can do that as often as you need to. So if you were like, I want to make the commitment to do this daily, have a daily vacation. Like I'm good with that. Or if you're like, okay, weekly, let me do that sort of check in, that reset, repause, or reset, recharge, and taking the pause. Awesome, right? So again, well, those are the two, and I'm going to get to the part 3 in a moment. But when you think about these mental vacations, as I call them, these short, quick, 60-second mental vacations, you can think of getting yourself back into a moment that brought you so much joy and peace and happiness. Mentally get to that point. No, it doesn't make all your problems go away. As I always tell you all in Mental Health Moment, there's no magic wand yet that I'm aware of that magically makes all your problems go away. No, it doesn't do that, but it allows your mind and body to pause, which we need to reset yourself, to get out of the flight or fight mode that we're often in, because everything is urgent and everything is hectic, and we see the news and there's things happening and there's tragedies happening and there's our personal lives and there's our friends and family lives. I mean, it's a lot, right? So it's important that we take care of ourselves. So again, the first thing was to think about, for those of you joining, hey, for those of you joining here, Dr. Hammond here with your Mental Health Moment. The first thing was, again, to just really think about getting, like, visually, mentally getting into that place. If it's closing your eyes, taking the 60 seconds, again, you can always time yourself with a cell phone. If you don't believe me, you will, because I know y'all are like, wait, only a minute. It's like just a minute, just as a start, as practice. And just work on making it a multi-sensory experience to get back mentally to that place and have your mental vacation. The second thing, and this can be combined or totally separate, is just a soundtrack. So again, just playing the sounds, seeing the sights. Like I said, y'all think I'm playing. Like I literally recorded this beach out there because I'm like, I will be watching that. It's my favorite place. Why wouldn't I? Right? Like I'll be watching that, thinking of just that experience, think of the experience here, watching this video, listening to the sounds of the waves. Like those are things for me that help to reset, recharge. And again, it doesn't have to be the beach. Maybe you're like, oh, I hate the beach. Or maybe you're not around beaches, or I live in Florida. So obviously around beaches. And of course, I'm by a beach here. But that's a second way to do it, right? To hear it, or to have that soundtrack of the sounds that you like. And then the third thing is to, it's called micro journaling. And this is also what helps sort of a reset, recharge, mental vacation, is you can, again, give yourself a 60 seconds and just write down, take like 10 seconds even of your time, just jot down how you're feeling, right? So if, we have all sorts of different emotions that we feel day to day. Of course, you're going to have days where you're like, this is amazing. Life is good. I'm happy. I'm content. Awesome. Jot it down. Or not, right? You're going to have the days, we all do, the days where like we're stressed out, we're overwhelmed, I'm sad, I'm anxious, I'm fill in the blank, whatever it is that you're going through, right? But just quickly jot down your feelings, right? And then the next thing you can ask yourself, and again, give yourself 60 seconds. This is not like designed to be a 15-minute journal entry thing. Right? We're doing 60-second mental vacations today. And then the second thing I want you to ask yourself when you quickly jot down your feelings is, what is it that you can do to feel 10% better? Right? So the question to ask yourself after you jot down, I'm feeling what? I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling guilty, I'm feeling whatever, like whatever emotion that's coming up for you. When you jot that down, then the next thing is, what can I do to feel 10% better? Right? So again, 10% is not 100%, because a lot of times we go to extremes when it comes to our emotions, especially, there's so many, that's a whole nother mental health moment. I could just think of a lot of conversations with a lot of different groups of people and a lot of different leaders. The guilt, God, it's such a huge one. I should do a whole nother mental health moment about that. Actually, it even came up on this trip when I was talking to, anyways, some of the leaders here, just the guilt that comes up with, with self-care or taking care of ourselves or trying to juggle everything. I'm not feeling good enough. Like all those sorts of things are very universal things that many of us feel. But nonetheless, give yourself grace, as I always say. But write down that emotion. And again, you don't have to think of like, how do you just like magically do a 180 and completely get out of that emotion if it's a negative emotion. That's not the point of this particular exercise. It's what do you need to do to feel 10% better? So for example, right? Let's say that I'll use myself as an example. Let's say I'm like, okay, man, I'm just having a stressful day. There's a lot going on. If I said to myself, what can I do to feel 10%, not 100, but 10% better? For those of you who know me from Mental Health Moment, you know that I love drinking my cups of tea. So for me, it might be like, you know what? Let me just sit down and have a cup of tea, right? That's something it's probably gonna make me feel more than 10% better, but it's something that'll just it's a little mood shifter. That's what we call them, like just shift your mood a little bit, right? So for me, it might be like, okay, I'm taking my cup of tea. Let me just take some downtime, breath, drink tea. That makes me happy. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up very soon because the internet doesn't do long things. Like last week when it just, I don't know, it doesn't like long lives apparently. But nonetheless, you know what I'm talking about. So ask yourself, what is it that you need to do to feel 10% better? Fill in the blank. It doesn't have to be cup of tea. That's what works for me. But what is it that works for you, right? But those are the type of things, again, those 3 things for today to think about when you think about having the mental vacation, working on getting into reset, recharge type of patterns. It doesn't mean that you don't work hard. It doesn't mean that you don't have great effort. It doesn't mean that you don't go hard. You can do all those things and also be taking care of yourself. And also be taking your mental vacations. So I'll leave you with that. I'm going to wrap up because this hotel Wi-Fi does what it wants to do. And for those of you who are on the live last week, it like cut off and I had to do like part 1, part 2. It was so weird. So not usual with the lives, but technology is going to do what technology is going to do. But anyways, so remember to think about, again, as a wrap up, and if you came in late and you're like, what in the world is a mental health or a 60-second mental vacation? Then watch the replay. That'll be on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube. And again, there's 3 parts, different things you can think of. Think about how do you work on having more 60-second mental vacations. So I will be back, yes, next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be, knock on wood, back in the United States. So I should be back live, I believe, unless there's a conflict. I don't know. But I will be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here live on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. Be blessed. If you need anything, drnikishahammond.com. You can also follow on social at Dr. Nikisha Hammond. And again, I'll be back next week. Be blessed. Have an amazing week. Hopefully you can have some 60-second mental vacations until then. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye, you guys.